The last slide I've got here is a little bit of a quality update. So you probably remember in May last year we launched the Evo external solar motor and we sold bucket loads, but we had a return rate of about 7% of failures because of water egress getting inside the receiver housing. Now when we first launched this, it was designed to be mounted to the front of the Evo head box in the same format that it's sitting there right now. But what we found is that a lot of installers were finding quite creative ways to install it. Some of them were pointing up at the sky. We had them, look, natively or naturally you want to put it on top of the head box as well, which is not really a problem, but the water was pooling around it and then it was going and capillary action was drawing it into the box itself. So we went back to our manufacturer and we've asked them to make many changes. Now this is the current stock that is in our facility now and it has been for the last probably 6 months. So anyone that's bought one in the last 6 months, you're getting this model anyway. But I wanted to show you the improvements we've made. All of the button holes are covered over now. So the infrared eye hole before was open, so water could get in there. It wasn't an issue if it was mounted front ways, but if it's mounted like that or it's sitting down, it could pool in. So they're all covered with clear, it's like a clear button over the top of everything in there now. We've also put the stand-up, see the little stand-up feet here? They're included in the kit. So we recommend if you're mounting it flat, that you put those underneath it because it allows the water to pool under there. If it pools, it's not going to draw into the box itself. But to stop that even further, we've completely sealed the ends here. These were removable end caps from the extrusion. They're now sealed closed. We also added the little caps to the front of the solar panel because you guys gave us feedback that you didn't like the look of the silver screws at the front. It looked neat, but then you've got these silver screws there, so the caps cover that up. When we launched it, and I've got about half a dozen of these at my house in complete weather, and I put them in 3 years ago this October on a timer. They go up and down 4 times a day, and they have been for the last 3 years, and I've never had an issue with them, and they're in direct weather, but I mounted every one of them on the front of the head box. Okay, so this issue is generally around if it was sitting down flat or pointing in a different direction. The improvements we've made now, we believe, will resolve that. And what we've been doing to test it is in our product department upstairs in Rydalmere, it rains every day for 2 hours now, every single day. I'll show you why. So we've got a rain system, the little timer kicks in, and one of Jess's jobs is at 1 o'clock when it finishes raining, she gets up, grabs the remote control and operates the blind up and down. And we've been doing that for about 2 months now. And I can tell you, when we put the first one, the original Mark 1 in that box and we put it on, it lasted 4 hours and it died because the water is shooting in through every possible way. We weren't inventing a waterproof device, we were inventing something that was water resistant, and if installed the way it should have been, it would have been okay, but practically that's not going to work. So this is going to make it better. The range is better as well. So we had 10 metres line of sight originally. That little red circle is Ramses there with a big smile on his face, 35 metres away from the awning, through the partitions, into the fish tank, and it's still operating at that distance. So we're getting a lot better distance now as well. Now I did preview the PowerView version for you last year, and it is coming. It hasn't. We've done everything. It works off the remote control. It's ready to go, except for the hub part. It's not configured for the hub, and I need the guys at Broomfield in the US to do that last configuration for me. And unfortunately, I'm in the queue. And I'm waiting for them to dedicate the time for me to do that because they have their priorities. You saw Solera down there with, these are the projects that you guys are working on. I'm like, hey, but little Australia over here, we just want to do this. And they're like, yeah, sure, we'll get to you really soon. So we're waiting for that. I'm expecting that PowerView version will be ready next year.